What's up, guys? It is CM Puma. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Madden NFL 16, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks for making this video a part of your day. As you can see, we are in the playoffs. Now, we got a first round bye because our record was insane. But let's take a look at the playoff schedule and show you guys who's playing in the first round right now. We have the Titans versus the Ravens. We have 49ers versus the Saints, the Broncos at the Colts, the Cowboys at the Vikings. These are all wild card games, and the winners of these guys will go on to play the division. I thought there would be a way to like simulate right there, but you could force a winner, and I didn't want to force a winner. I wanted it to play out, so I let it do that. And you can see there, 15-1. The Seahawks finished the season. Let's take a look at some of the stats before we head in and see who moves on. We had MIDAS 47 solo tackles, 23 assists. That is insanity. We had what is that, 70 tackles total. Not bad. 24 a loss and 19 sacks. That is off the charts. 4 forced fumble and 2 fumble recoveries. He is a rookie, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Houston State rookie right there. And he does a fantastic job. Played all 16 games, no injury. That is good to see right there. That is for sure. Cam Newton, 2,300 passing yards. So we take a look at the weekly awards here. MIDAS only got one NFC Defensive Award, and that was in week, I don't even remember what the week was. But let's take a look at the yearly awards. MVP, Marcus Mariota. He is your MVP, followed by Geno Smith. Really? I mean, look at these top names that you never think would happen. Matt Stafford, Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan, RG3 above Tom Brady. I mean, geez. And then we've got DeMarco Murray in the top 10, only running back in the top 10. So that is good to see. Moving on to the AFC, Offensive Player of the Year again, Marcus Mariota, followed by RG3, Jameis Winston, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, Phillip Rivers, and Forte. We have Defensive Player of the Year, Dante Hightower ranks out the number 1. D'Amico Ryans, we got Gerald Freeman there. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Marcus Mariota. That dude cleaned up in awards, followed by Jameis Winston, Amari Cooper, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, some serious running backs, nice quarterback. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know how it's not MIDAS. I mean, how is that even possible? Denzel Perryman gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best quarterback, Matt Ryan. His Titans finish out 9-6-1, followed by Matthew Stafford, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Alex Smith. You just don't expect to see these things, but anything can happen, you know, when everybody's redrafted. The best running backs right here. And this is all for the AFC. Maybe that's why I'm not paying attention. MIDAS and the Seahawks are in the NFC. Julian Edelman finishes best wide receiver. Ruben Randall's in there. Keenan Allen. DeAndre Hopkins, of course. And then the best offensive line, Joe Thomas. Darnell Dockett. J.J. Watt is finished second behind Darnell Dockett for the best defensive line. Cool, man. Best linebacker, again, Dante Hightower. The best defensive back, Tim Jennings. Josh Norman. And the best kicker, Sebastian Janikowski. Nick Folk follows him. Matt Bryant, Phil Dawson, Dan Carpenter. So you go down the list there. Now let's move over to the NFC. We go Offensive Player of the Year. It is, of course, DeMarco Murray. He had an insane year. Geno Smith, Le'Veon Bell, Russell Wilson for the Dallas Cowboys, Justin Forsett, Tom Brady, and then, I mean, of course that was going to happen. Defensive Player of the Year, MIDAS. Of course, he had a nightmare of a year. 19 sacks, 70 tackles. It was just crazy. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Amir Abdullah for the Saints. Got Kevin White in there. Sammy Coates. Not a bad lineup there. You got T. Yeldon down there. Defensive Rookie of the Year, there it is, MIDAS. Landon Collins, Trey Waite, Eli Harold. These guys finish out, but it all doesn't matter. because Midas well wins. Russell Wilson, best QB, Tom Brady, Geno Smith, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. Those are those guys you expect to see, but depends on who you gets drafted. You know, like I said, this is all jerseys. All the teams got redrafted, and so it really doesn't matter what your team is. DeMarco Murray, best running back. Best wide receiver, Brian Quick, Torrey Smith, Hakeem Nicks, Golden Tate. Offensive line, Jared Beldhair, Corey Lindsey for the Eagles. I don't think we have any Seahawks. We got Scherf down there. Best defensive line is, of course, Midas well. JPP up there, number 2. And as we move on, best linebacker, Bobby Wagner for the Bears. Their Bears finished 4-12. That is terrible. Defensive backs, Kawan Williams for the Rams. And then the best kicker is Josh Scobie for the Bucks. And followed by Crosby. Offensive player of the year again, yeah. So the MVP, coach of the year is Pete Carroll for the Seattle Seahawks, finishing 15-1. Andy Reid and the Chiefs finished 12-4. That is just great. That is a just freaking fantastic to see. But I couldn't see like where to simulate the games, so we just moved on to the next game. And as the wild cards simulated and the winners were chosen, I don't want to say chosen, the winners won their respective games, we take on the Dallas Cowboys. Now we are at home in CenturyLink Field. Let's take a look here at the playoff schedule, and we're going to go back. I think we can go back and see who won what. So Tennessee gets beat by Baltimore 34-10. New Orleans blows San Fran out 41-13. Broncos squeak by the Colts 28-23, and the same for the Cowboys squeaking by the Vikings 27-23. Other than those 2 games, 2 were close, 2 were not. So it looks like Cowboys at Seahawks, Broncos at Dolphins, Ravens at the Chiefs, and then the Saints at the Philadelphia Eagles. All divisional playoff games. But it's time, ladies and gentlemen. The playoffs. 10-5 Cowboys versus the 15-1 Seattle Seahawks. This here is your divisional playoff matchup. Let's get it on.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We're on to the divisional round now. 2 steps away from playing on the biggest stage in sports. It's the Seahawks going up against the Cowboys. What a surprise. There's rain in Seattle as we're off to CenturyLink Field to link up with our broadcast team of Jim Nantz and Phil Simms.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're here today for a matchup in which one team will take one more step towards the...
Jim Nantz along with Bill Simms getting set for this divisional round matchup. Kickoff just minutes away.
People always want to know who has the advantage in this game. The team that won the bye week or the first week of playoffs, or the team that had the week off. Jim, I always go with the team that had the week off. 2 reasons why. They get rested and they're playing at home. Those are 2 big things to overcome.
Well, like they said, it is raining here in Seattle. Just above 5 minutes in the first quarter. Midas can't get off his block. Huge bomb down the field by Russell Wilson and the Cowboys. And that is caught. That was one pass, 52 yards. That should not happen. That same drive, they are on the 4-yard line. They hand it off to Sankey, and he gets stuffed by Midas Well and company at the 1-yard line. Brings up 2nd and goal. Midas slow to get up. He was on the bottom of that pile, but he's okay. Very next play, 2nd and goal now. 3.5 to go. Again to Sankey, and he gets stuffed again. 2 rushes for 2 yards. Bartu gets in there, shuts him down, keeps Sankey out of the end zone, and keeps the Dallas Cowboys from going up by a touchdown. Good job there by Bartu. Very next play, 3rd and goal. 3 minutes to go in the first. A pitch out goes to Sankey, but Rhodes gets run down the line and manages to stop Sankey from getting in the end zone. 3 straight plays, the Dallas Cowboys get stuffed. That is a good sign for the Seahawks. They end up having to kick a field goal, and it, of course, is good from the 1. Cowboys go up 3-0. They're happy about that. I would be too. Divisional playoff game right here. 5.5 to go in the second quarter now. 3rd and 4. Midas Wells getting double teamed. He falls to the ground. And big stop. That is a one rush for 2 yards by Russell Wilson. And that brings up 4th and 2. Nice tackle there by Greg Hardy. They don't get the first down. They end up having to punt. Greg Hardy chases Russell Wilson down. Midas right beside him. 4.5 to go in the half. 2nd and 10. Midas comes off his block and just straight misses Sankey in the backfield. That could have been a huge stop for the Seahawks. But as we know, Midas Wells trouble as he's getting into the backfield. He misses the ball carrier sometimes. 1:45 to go in the first half. Midas comes off his block, gets into the backfield, and he hits Russell Wilson, but Jermaine Gresham gets the catch and squeezes in for a touchdown. That is his first receiving touchdown. I'm not sure of the season or just of the playoffs. I'm not totally positive how they're, because every time we've been playing someone and they've gotten a receiving touchdown, it says first receiving touchdown. So I don't know what exactly how they're keeping track. It doesn't matter. He scores a touchdown. It is now 10-7. Seattle manages to score a touchdown. Start of the third quarter. Midas comes way in and comes up the back and gets a tackle on Sankey. He's got 52 yards. That is the most in quite some time for the Seattle Seahawks opponents in rushing. 5 minutes to go, and look at that. I think that was Bartow again. Dion Lewis, 1 rush, 0 yards, -2 yards actually. That is his second tackle for a loss. You see Dion Lewis try to get anything going, and Bartow just lights him up. Just straight squares him up and knocks him back for a loss. Just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dallas still up 10-7. It's 3rd and 6 now. Midas having a hard time getting through, but Stanford runs straight through the the offensive line, gets a sack, and that is big for our defense right there. He comes in just completely untouched, gets the sack. We are tied up now 10-10, 45 seconds left in the third quarter. And Midas Well comes in like a wrecking ball and smashes Bishop Sankey down to the ground. He's trying to fight through, and as you can see here, boom! Midas comes through, knocking him down like a set of bowling pins. Seattle goes up now in the fourth quarter, 13-10. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Look at this. Russell Wilson over the middle and drags him all the way down to the 4-yard line. Russell Wilson is 8 of 9 for 166 yards and a touchdown. That is crazy. And that spells doom for the Seattle Seahawks. Wide open field. He goes and gets this. Says Smith. I'm not sure what Smith that might be. Steve Smith maybe. But he gets straight up the middle of the field and wide open. He misses. Oh my gosh. He gets missed and then finally stumbled down around the 4-yard line. That is crazy. 1st and goal, 13-10 still. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. Midas jumps a little early. He comes off and helps in on the tackle of Sankey. They get pulled down. 2-minute warning. Good for the Seahawks. We've got to keep these guys out of the end zone. Very next play. Midas tries to get in. And Allen Hurns wide open in the corner of the end zone. He gets a touchdown. And as you can see here in the replay, just Russell Wilson gets demolished, but if a guy's wide open, he is wide open regardless. So the Dallas Cowboys get the ball back after they recover a fumble, and that is it for the Seattle Seahawks. It's garbage time now. Midas padding some stats and gets a tackle there. But that is going to be the end of the game. And the Seattle Seahawks, their second loss of the season comes in the divisional playoffs. We lose 17-13. Not something you want to see. We weren't too happy about that. Russell Wilson slinking off the field, and high fives and handshakes for the Dallas Cowboys. You see the box score right there. And that's going to draw an end to the Seattle Seahawks season, 17-13. So you can see there the Cowboys had 3 takeaways, and that really put us in the hole. And as far as not being able to get into the end zone, oh boy. So let's take a look at the stats. Russell Wilson, 9 of 10. He only threw the ball 10 freaking times, 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cam Newton, 21 attempts, which is very high, 153 yards and an interception. Sankey, 17 for 69 yards. DeMarco Murray, 105 yards. No touchdowns, no rushing touchdowns. It looks like there. Cam Newton, 16 yards. Russell Wilson, -2. In the receiving corps, Malcolm Floyd with 84 receiving yards. Torrey Smith, maybe? Yep. Torrey Smith, 67 receiving yards. Jordan Matthews, 52. And then you see Torrey Smith with a 62-yarder, and then Jordan Matthews with a 52-yarder. That is just insane. That is crazy business. So it all gets down. We couldn't see the winners of the other games, but the Dallas Cowboys take on the Baltimore Ravens in Super Bowl 50. Hey, we did lose a game, but at least we can say we lost to the Dallas Cowboys. They will ride off into the sunset as Super Bowl champions after besting the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. And then we had a handful of retirements. Tom Brady retires. He was playing for the Saints, but either way, Tom Brady is now retired. He's not going to be back next season. Followed by Antonio Gates. That's a big hit by, for the Seahawks. Antonio Gates announcing his retirement. He's gone there. Peyton Manning has also announced his retirement after 18 seasons in the NFL. My goodness, that is crazy business. You can see some of the tweets there on the right. Frank Gore suffered a career-ending injury. That's not the way you want to retire, but it looks like that's going to be the way to go. And then over there on the tweets, Andre Johnson also retired. Steve Smith Sr. is retiring as well. So a lot of these big names are retiring. Anquan Bolden also retires. He's been around for a long time. So Anquan Bolden, they're leaving the NFL. And the last player to retire is Reggie Wayne. So thank you guys for watching this video. So far, we've finished the entire first season of Midas Well's career. Come back. The next one's going to be all off-season and preseason games. Midas Well, Season 2.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by the Puma World Order